it's the next level.
Can I help you, Creeper?
You don't remember me from last night? We locked eyes. There was a unspoken understanding.
Hard pass.
No, wait! Wait up!
Have you seen your dad?
No. Do you want to go look for him?
Well, if he doesn't want to be here, there's nothing I can do about it.
Hey, Mom. Last night, Uncle P said that thing about re-killing Dad.
Don't believe anything that man said. He is not your uncle.
Who is he?
Welcome back to the show, panelers. I'm Mark.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Greg.
So we have another guest along with Ben and myself, and that would be our friend Greg. And
High energy.
High energy.
Super excited.
Cool. And just to keep you listeners apprised, yes, this is going to be a spoiler-full podcast of Season 1, Episode 7 of WandaVision. So if you have not watched it, do not listen to this podcast. Go back, watch it, and come back. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
I'm glad you tell them to come back.
Yes.
Because that'd be weird if you just told them, don't listen to this, and then never told them to come back.
Exactly.
You're going to need to come back because you guys got to explain some stuff to me, and I'm sure that other people have questions too.
I'm sure they did too. So with that, we're covering WandaVision Season 1, Episode 7, Breaking the Fourth Wall. And the synopsis for this particular episode is Monica plots her return, Wanda navigates unsettling complications, and Vision forms a new alliance. Which is pretty cool, because I liked that when he finally got to talk to Darcy. So we're going to move into our overall thoughts of the episode, what you kind of liked, and a little bit of highlights, and then we'll move into our top 5. So, Greg, you want to start us off?
I didn't actually watch any of Modern Family until I'd say probably the last like 3 or 4 years, and then I binged like the first like 8 seasons, and then I lost capability to watch it. But I didn't particularly care for Ty Burrell. I didn't particularly care for him. But then I watched it a few times and I was like, oh, these are actually really enjoyable. But to me, the big draw is Julie Bowen, because I first knew her in Happy Gilmore, and it was the first time I'd seen her in a long time. And like, to me, right off the bat, Elizabeth Olsen, I think, was like channeling Claire Dunphy. And I understand that was the intent. But some of the sayings that like, am I right? It gave me a very nostalgic feel. And then I like the fact that the 3 different storylines in this, the Wanda part had its Modern Family vibe. And then the Vision Darcy portion had like the circus background, had its own like soundtrack to circus stuff. And then just basically like the very serious real world with Monica out and would try to get back into the Hex. I really liked it. I've had a lot of fun with it. And then we'll get more into the rest of it.
Ben?
So when I first started watching this episode, I thought the episode started a little, I don't want to say boring, because it wasn't boring at all. It was fun. It was fun watching all the Modern Family stuff. But I mean, from what we've got like last week and the couple weeks before that, where they were really throwing stuff at us to see what sticks and to keep the audience engaged. The first half of this episode I felt was more, okay, like we're just going to have fun with some Modern Family aesthetic.
Yeah.
But like, I never gave up hope that the episode was going to pay off, because I have faith in Marvel at this point. I know, especially episode 7 of 9, Star Trek reference.
Yeah.
They weren't going to leave us without some kind of payoff. And holy shit, did they pay off.
Yes.
For us this episode in multiple ways in the second half of the episode. So while I felt the first half of the episode was not as strong as the second, it was still fun, and I still loved the episode.
Same here. I really enjoyed it, and, I'm just glad we got a lot of confirmations on a lot of things that, we speculated, and I love that whole Modern Family intro, as well as with the Office style. And they do go into the Office kind of like with the interview with Vision, if you think about it, when he's at the carnival. Or
And the
at
microphone, yeah.
Circus, yeah.
Having the clip-on mic and all that stuff. Because I don't think that was ever anything we saw in Modern Family. I don't think we ever see them microphoned. They're just literally sitting on like a couch or whatever talking to the camera.
Yeah.
It's the Office that we know that they're mic'd, and it's filmed like documentary style.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the talking heads, yeah.
Yeah.
Plus the fact that we finally get an end credit scene.
Yeah, we got our first mid-credit scene of the entire... Everybody who's like a diehard Marvel fan knows you don't leave until the credits are over.
Exactly.
And that finally paid off this episode.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just a little disappointed that we didn't get an hour. That's the only thing I had left.
I mean, that's fair. So what was the intro, the flash of Wanda? What was that from? Like ending with the I Heart Wanda, and then the words coming over the WandaVision. What was that? Because it looks familiar, but I went back and looked at like the Modern Family intros, and it's like what the Modern Family intros were like the pictures and the pictures and the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
But what was that a reference to?
The Office.
No, that's not The Office.
Really?
That is not how The Office opens.
Right.
And that's not how Modern Family opens. So actually, I'm not that sure of that as well.
Okay.
Because
I'm gonna have to Google it after we get done.
I actually looked into it as well too, and I couldn't find anything to what that is. I think it's actually just something on its own.
It seriously looks super familiar, but maybe it was the music, maybe it was the. Did you guys catch the "I Know What You're Doing, Wanda" in there with
Yes.
the ransom style?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'll have to pause that. Go back. What did that say? Oh yeah, okay, awesome.
Yeah,
I
if there's anything this show has taught us, it's to pay attention to the opening credits of the series.
Right.
So if you're not doing that at this point, then you're missing out.
Yeah. So with that, we move into our top 5 or our highlights of WandaVision. So,
Wanda. You didn't think you were the only magical girl in town, did you? The name's Agatha Harkness. Lovely to finally meet you, dear.
Greg, start us off with your number 5.
All right. So, and I've got a few points. This is the one that I honestly like just really want to talk about. So I'm going to steal it from you guys. Is the Darcy Vision interaction, and I personally think that any QA session that ever happens, I think that Darcy Lewis should be the one who yes, but then yes, but then I mean, and they're like, oh yeah, so basically my corporeal form was due to Ultron's plan for global genocide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, she needs to narrate the entirety of the MCU. If you could just so we did this, and then but this went wrong, and then we did this, and then this went wrong. Her and Michael Pena from Ant-Man, they should just have a back and forth, and I think it'd be fantastic. It'd be a lot of fun. But yeah, that whole the car scene out in the middle, I guess the school crossing in the middle of literally the middle of nowhere. You didn't actually see any residential areas until the very last scene when Vision gets up and walks away. So I was wondering where all the kids were coming from, but obviously from nowhere, from their beds, because they're just put away until they're needed. But yeah, Darcy Vision together, we found out that Darcy is still the cynical smartass, even in the Hex. And that was one of my favorite parts.
Yeah, it's fun too, because there's definitely a absolute Truman Show feel to that scene.
Yeah.
In the Truman Show, when Truman was starting to realize that he was part of something else and everything wasn't as it seemed, they did everything that they could to throw obstacles in his way to prevent him from making it to his destination. Right. That's exactly what happens in this episode. From the stoplight to the construction workers to the school children, this is whoever's in charge, and I'm saying that loosely, is the one putting all these obstacles in Vision's way to prevent him from getting back to Wanda.
Mm-hmm.
The only question is now, who is the person that is putting these obstacles in his way?
Yeah.
And who is Vision talking to in his talking head? Because you see him decide, oh, I'm in the car, I'm just going to leave. And so he flies away. But like, he decided that at the same, like, does that mean that like it's in Vision's head, he's giving an interview to somebody? Because he decided to leave at the exact same time in two different situations. I thought that was weird.
I think that was them just playing with the trope,
Okay.
playing with the TV show trope. And apparently, from what I'm seeing online, just to kind of take a step back, I never watched the show, so I can't confirm this, but there's some people saying online that the opening was Desperate Housewives.
I definitely watched Desperate Housewives, and that actually makes sense. I'll have to go back and watch the intro. But especially the sliding of the Wanda and the Vision slid in, I feel like that sounds right.
Yeah,
at least little bits and pieces of it.
I've never seen it, so I couldn't say.
Yeah, I've never seen it, so I don't know exactly if that's true.
I watched like 3 or 4 seasons of it back in mid 2000s. Whatever.
It fits into the time period though, so
Absolutely.
it wouldn't be out of question that would be it.
So that would indicate that Malcolm in the Middle was supposed to be the 90s, even though it was 2000. But we're not going to pick it apart.
Your number 5, Ben?
All right, we're gonna save the obvious ones for later, obviously, because I'm sure there are 1 or 2 we all have on our list. So we'll save them for a little bit later. I'm gonna go with Major Goodner for my number 5. It's been teased for the past 2 episodes about Monica's friend, who is the astrophysicist, 2 or 3 episodes ago, and then last week we got like I'm going to see my person, and then this week we see who that person. Well, we see who that person is supposed to be, but here is. And it's Major Goodner. So when she says last week, I'm going to see my person, it's Major Goodner who's hooking her up with the vehicle that is supposedly supposed to get her through the hex.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced this is the astrophysicist. I still think the astrophysicist is somebody different, and Major Goodner is just part of their team or is in connection with them. Because Major Goodner doesn't come across to me, and I could be completely wrong on this, he doesn't come across to me as an astrophysicist, because most astrophysicists, if there are any working with the military, are not usually in military scrub.
No.
Or military gear.
Yeah, she may. I mean, I don't know. I don't know who Major Goodner is. Maybe she's a part in the comics. I have no
She is
idea.
not. Major Goodner is a completely brand new character.
Okay. Yeah. So my guess would be that she is, or at least is like is her contact, because what it seemed like to me was that that was something that Monica was working on before the snap, and then post snap they put it all together, and then she's delivering it now to Monica for use here, as opposed to on whatever spatial rover place that you would use that. That's what, because you said, did we get your specs right? And what that sounds to me like is that Monica drew it up and then had it in the sword arsenal, and then they made it over the last 5 years, rather than, oh, hey, I just drew this thing up in my head and I'm going to deliver it to you in less than 2 weeks or a week or whatever.
Well, I mean, because I think it was teased a little bit that Monica very obviously worked for Sword before the snap, before she disappeared, as did her mother. So I don't know if this was necessarily something that was made ahead of time. I think this was something that possibly was in existence and they adapted it. Because why else would, it'd be really coincidental to me that something already existed that matched the exact specs that Monica needed.
Yeah, they just probably had to make a few
That's
alterations for something that existed. Yeah,
Maybe. Yeah, that's because of the specs. That's what that's where I was like, okay, well, she got this, like this was her plan, but that's fair.
And it still falls into that, what you were saying last week. There's somebody that Paul Bettany that he never worked with. We still have not seen that person.
We have
apparently.
not. I'm glad you brought that up, because it is a note of mine. I fell down a rabbit hole, as I always do, of different things. And I watched an interview with Paul Bettany, and there were 2 big things. And these were things that came from his mouth directly. There are
Okay.
two big things that came out of this interview that I took. One of them has nothing to do with WandaVision, so I will save that for later. But the other one is that there has still been one character who has not been revealed yet to make an appearance in the series. And it's the one he's the most excited about because he has always wanted to work with them. And they have a number of scenes together. So that has to be happening. I mean, there's only 2 episodes left.
There's only 2 episodes left.
I'm still thinking it's Strange. Because I don't think he's ever worked with Cumberbatch before. And we know it hasn't happened in the Marvel Universe yet.
Yeah, you never saw Vision and Strange
So
together.
I'm still convinced we're going to get a Strange cameo before this is over.
It has to be.
Well, if he's got a number of scenes with them, that's not even like that's more than a cameo. That's like an entire episode. Anyway, but yeah, that'd be really, really neat.
All right, well, my number 5 would be, we get Monica forcing herself to go through the wall or that barrier that Wanda put up, and her abilities of photon kind of formulate. We see her struggle. She kind of adapts, and we see the eyes and some of the abilities that she has to some degree. She actually sees, with her eyes, you could see like the electronical pulses.
She could see the Matrix
of the shield.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like she could see
She's
the Matrix.
Neo
exactly.
of the Marvel Universe.
So I just like that, and the fact that she was able to, when she did encounter Wanda, she was able to handle that, and she had that
Superhero landing.
That's exactly what I was saying.
Yep. I have that too. That 3-point landing. Wait for it. She's gonna do a superhero landing. I actually have superhero landing as a note too.
Yep.
Cross that one up.
So I thought that was pretty cool. And that was my number 5.
All right. So we'll say my number 4 was the whole Modern Family shtick. Now, like I said, I really enjoyed the show, but there were just a couple of, and I don't know if it's an Elizabeth Olsen thing. It was like she was saying the right things, but the delivery just didn't match up. Like the "Am I right?" or maybe it's just a case of the Mondays, or I mean, just like those lines. Those particular ones kind of threw me out of it. But I mean, like "I'm just resting my eyes." Like that I could absolutely see Julie Bowen throwing that line out. And yeah, that whole all of the talking heads that they had at the house, and then Agnes with her talking heads in the same like in the looks to camera, and that breaking of the fourth wall, like that. It made it fun for me, even when, how do you tell a 10-year-old his mom's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, and there are actually a number of things. There's 1 or 2 things in Agnes's talking heads that kind of reveal who she is before it's even revealed at the end of the episode.
I did bite a kid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
When I first watched it, I was like, that's some real Hansel and Gretel type shit there.
Yep, that's the first thing I thought of too. That's what
I was like, man, that's really creepy. All right, whatever. And I just totally forgot about it.
Well, followed immediately after too, where she starts telling Wanda and the kids she has a mole on her back, because moles were thought to be the mark of the devil on witches.
On witches. Yep.
Yeah.
And as we all know, listeners, Agatha in the comics was around since the Salem witch trials. And she's supposed to be really old, but obviously in the show it's Catherine Hahn.
But again, we are just getting the reveal of Agatha, so she could be older and just makes herself look younger.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, so the whole Agatha Harkness thing, and I don't know when she was around, but I remember I feel like I saw flashes of her back in like the 90s when I was reading comics more heavily, and like I remember her being like, she basically looks like Maggie Smith with like a bun.
That's pretty accurate.
And then that, or like an Aunt May from some of the more recent Spider-Man comics, by more recent like the 2000s Spider-Man comics. But that's what I remember, and so, but I don't ever remember her storylines or anything like that. So it's basically just a new character for me.
For a lot of people too that are not familiar with it, but it puts that cool twist in it, and I'm sure other people are going to be bringing up relations and how she was in the comics. Basically, she was an antagonist. She was utilized also as not a hero, but to help out.
Yeah,
a
and
few
I was going
areas.
to question. I'm like, when you said antagonist, I'm like, was she though? Because she really wasn't. She kind of rode the line, kind of like a Punisher, like
Yeah.
because she was friends with Wanda, who was very obviously a hero.
She actually trained Wanda in the comics.
she was never really evil. So that kind of
It was only around like the Fantastic Four when Franklin Richards got involved. She was doing something with him with his powers.
Yeah.
I remember.
so it's which brings up some questions when it comes to the Agatha reveal, but we'll get to that in a little bit.
Yeah.
The Modern Family thing was my shtick.
Yeah, and you know what? You said like you kind of watched Modern Family a little bit, and I watched it for probably like a good 5 or 6 seasons. I watched a good chunk of it. And there was that part where the camera person started talking back to Wanda. And even I, in that moment, I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't happen in Modern Family. And then it even comes up. Wanda says it herself. She's like, you're not supposed to talk.
Yeah.
And so
And I couldn't make the voice though. That was
I
the
could
funny
after
thing.
I knew who it was. If you go
Okay.
back and watch it again and listen, you can tell.
Yeah.
You can hear
Okay.
it after you know who it is.
Okay, who was it?
It's Catherine Hahn.
Oh, okay, got it. I thought
Yeah.
I thought it sounded like a guy.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I have an interesting tidbit on that, but we'll get.
All right.
So I guess that leads to my number 4.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to dive a little bit deeper into Monica's moment. You know, your number 5, Mark.
Sure.
Because there's one thing in particular I really liked about that moment, and it's the voices that you hear in the background.
Yep. It's a conversation with her and her mother,
and Nick Fury.
as well
Captain Marvel.
as
Yep.
Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, it was really cool to hear that kind of harken back to Captain Marvel, and when they first met, you know, when Monica met. Why can't I think of Captain Marvel's name? Carol Danvers. Jesus.
Yep.
Yeah, when they were having dinner at their farmhouse, and you know, we see all the different iterations that Monica, you know, over the decade of within the Hex, combined
Correct.
with all that. And then that was one of those moments where I was like, when Monica starts pushing her way through the Hex, I'm like, is it going to happen? Is this really going to happen right now? Like, is this what it is? And then her eyes go blue. I'm like, fuck yes, like we got it. She's not fully Photon yet.
No, she's not. It's still developing,
but
I
it's
think.
still. I think she's there. She just has to hone.
Tap
she's got to
into
tap
it.
into it. Whatever's going to give her
Plus-
the abilities are there, and she's using some of them already. But she hasn't learned how to fly yet. She hasn't produced the bolts from her hands yet. There's still more powers to come. But I think we've seen the moment she got her
Changed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus the fact that her clothes didn't change when she came through the wall.
I didn't
either.
notice that until the third watch. That she still had the sword outfit on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had to take the suit off that she was in with the truck, and then she had the regular sword outfit or uniform, which is pretty funny because it reminded me a little bit of like the Fantastic Four.
It does look a little bit like that.
Yeah.
In some ways. But yeah, that is another one of Photon's abilities, is she has the ability to pass through energy. And that's exactly what the Hex is. So, boom.
Yep, it's an energy field.
She passed right through it.
Yeah, like that scene specifically made me way more excited for Captain Marvel 2
Yeah.
coming up. Like,
Yeah.
ooh.
Yeah, because I think they're just going to tease us with Photon.
Mhm.
And we're going to
Yes.
get the full development of. We're probably not even going to hear the word Photon before WandaVision is over. It's not going to be until Captain Marvel 2 that we're going to get more.
Yeah, definitely, hopefully a standoff between Carol and Monica, depending on how their relationship was.
That would be interesting, considering they're allies.
I know, but the way whenever she talks about Carol or anybody talks about Carol, she has that look of like, really? So there's some sort of anger
That
there.
bitch.
Yeah.
But that was my number 4. I just wanted to dive into a little bit more detail into Monica's moment, as I have it listed in my notes. Monica's moment! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Exclamation point!
Well, my number 4 would be, we already talked on it a little bit. Vision and Darcy, when they encounter each other, and how he snaps her out of it just like everybody else, but he keeps her that way, and then he finally gets, all the information from her within the truck. I just love the endless loop of events at the stop sign, though. The workers on the street, yeah, the kids in the school crossing, all that good stuff.
Can I tell you that moment with them in the truck,
Mm-hmm.
when Vision breaks the fourth wall, stares at the camera, and gives that look? I lost it. That was one of the
That's
funniest
hilarious.
moments of the entire episode. So much so that I screenshotted that and posted it on my Facebook page with the caption, "My reaction when I realized Feige lied and only gave us a half hour."
Yeah.
Which it turns out wasn't a lie. It was only a rumor. It wasn't true.
Yeah. But oddly enough, we're not the only ones that were talking about it. Kevin Smith and Mark Bernardin said it on their
Yeah.
podcast. A few other people did too as well. But, it's basically what people assumed, and I guess we all fell for it.
So just with regard to the just a couple of like moments in particular that made me laugh. Like, so the look to the camera was, it was Darcy, or, oh, look, that mime, the thing's gonna follow him. It's way too much weight. Oh my God, with your bad back. And then snapped out. I was like, oh, that's pretty funny.
The other one was when Vision was doing his talking head moment and he realized, like, what am I doing here? And I didn't even realize he was wearing a clip-on mic until he took
microphone.
it off.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's brilliant. Like, it's so well done.
And it's like, clip it to his
Yeah.
uniform, which is pretty funny. It was a lavalier microphone, and I'm looking at it going, oh my God, they went, and then he's like swatting the boom mic. And you hear it actually through the bike.
Yeah. The moments like that but that moment where he looks at the camera in the truck, I was like, yeah, that's my favorite moment of the entire episode. That made me laugh so much.
Oh, yeah. Also, we had an unspoken connection. We had a moment. All right, creeper.
Yep.
Hard
Yeah,
pass.
exactly.
I love Kat Denning.
She's so great.
Yeah.
She's so great.
Her comebacks are
Yeah.
perfect. Your number 3, Greg?
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and hold on to that one. Okay, so I want to ask you guys about the Nexus, because
Okay.
This is my number 3 as well, so let's do it.
So I don't know I don't recall what Nexus is from the MCU, but the pill that it seems like they want to advertise is the one that Robin Williams advertised for, which was "fuck it all." And just, oh,
yeah.
Oh, you tired of life? Do that. Fuck it all. And I mean, it's like that. It was. I'm trying to figure. Was that the same? Like, she looked very similar to like Dakota Johnson. I've seen the character before, or the actress before. Was she also in the first few episode commercials?
Yes.
Was she possibly Wanda's mother?
That's what a lot of people are trying to theorize about. Like, even there's a gentleman there too, and they think that's her parents. But
Yeah, was that the pharmacist?
I've not heard anything.
He's just like, oh, here you go. I mean, I did like the side effects, possibly more depression, like facing your truth. Was it feeling your feelings, confronting your truth?
Yeah,
and possibly more depression.
Yeah, there's a few things I have about the Nexus and the way it is. Basically, it's a cross-dimensional gateway which provides a pathway to any and all realities, and it's unknown if...
You're incorrect when it comes to Wanda. Wanda
Really?
is the Nexus.
That's what I was going to say
sorry,
next.
go ahead.
A person can embody and be that and create these events as well. She's one of them. There's a couple of others, too, within the Marvel Universe that does that.
I talked about this a little bit last week when we mentioned Wanda being the constant throughout the multiverse. Mm-hmm. How people can look differently in other universes, but Wanda is always the same in every universe of the multiverse. That constant is called the Nexus. That's what she is. And they even touch on it a little bit in the commercial, and I wrote it down. The world doesn't revolve around you, or does it? Yes.
Or does it? Yeah. Well, we also saw something like this in Thor: The Dark World with the convergence, if you think about it, and how it changed. You know, maybe the Hex created this. This is what was implied within the commercial, like you were talking about. And I'm curious as whoever this other antagonist is, maybe wanting this to happen and used Wanda to do this, because obviously Wanda created all this. She created that nexus
So,
for her own world.
Did she
so
though?
have we ever heard the word Nexus? Like we'd heard, obviously heard Lagos.
Mhm.
And I mean, I guess last week we hadn't heard anything about what Magic O's or whatever the Yoplait shark yogurt was. But like we'd heard things, Strucker watches and I'm just trying to, and then obviously Stark toaster. But have we ever heard the phrase or word Nexus?
No,
In
not
the
to my
MCU?
knowledge.
No? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen it in the MCU yet or heard it in the MCU yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I saw that the pill was called Nexus, I'm like, oh, that's exactly what we talked about last week. Like, that's going in my notes.
Yeah.
So that was, because it was, I thought it was a really good depression commercial and, or depression medication commercial, although maybe the effects may not be what you want. That's all I got.
Yeah, the other people that would be able to create kind of like the Nexus would be like Kang the Conqueror, even though he's more time-based, but he's able to go within. So just like Wanda, he could alter things just the same.
That's so interesting that you bring that up, too, because we are getting Kang the Conqueror in the next Ant-Man movie.
Correct.
So I think that could be a possibility how they're going to tie Ant-Man into the future of the MCU as well. With the multiverse,
Yep.
Kang is going to be that connection.
And it could be for the fact that's how Agatha maybe got to this world, too. Maybe Kang brought her in. He needed some help with whatever plan he has within this with Wanda.
I don't know. That's.
Yeah. My thoughts in my theories went from like Mephisto to Nightmare to Kang, but I don't know. Like, we're all just speculating at this point. And to let you know, Kang was an alternate version of Franklin Richards too, Greg. So
Well, the kid of Reed and Sue.
Correct.
Got it.
So, and he had another name too as he was progressing in the comics before it became
Gotcha.
Kang.
I was going to use the Nexus as my number 3, but I'm going to swap it since I kind of tied into it with that one anyway. I'm going to swap it with another note that I have here as a backup. And I'm just going to say, and this kind of expands outside of WandaVision, hexes everywhere.
Yes.
WandaVision is starting to make me realize that hexes are a huge part of the MCU, and you're just not realizing it until now. Outside, so I mean, obviously in WandaVision, we have the whole thing is a hex. In this opening, in the opening of this episode, there are hexes all over the bed sheets.
Yes, it's like the Vision's the Mind Stone.
The Mind Stone's not a hex.
But it has the same shape, doesn't it?
The Mind Stone is more
hexadecimal.
But a hex is more roundish.
Roundish.
The Mind Stone is not.
Okay.
The Mind Stone is longer than a hex.
Yeah, okay.
But when you look at outside of the MCU, just a couple examples: Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, the jump points that they use to travel through space are in the shape of hexes. Doctor Strange, and this is the tie-in to Doctor Strange, all the books in the library are held in hexagonal shapes.
Yes.
And to tie into a later conversation, in Doctor Strange, on the wall of all the books chained, there's one missing.
Yes, there is. Yeah.
Which could also be the tie-in to Doctor Strange in the book we see at the end of this episode.
Yeah, what was?
Yes.
What kind of it didn't look like a red glow. It didn't look like Agatha's purple glow. It looked more like a Doctor Strange orange glow around that book.
Well, that's what makes me think that book ties into Strange.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just man, I don't know what the hell this is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with that theory too.
But the hexagonal shapes play a
good one.
big part in the MCU, and you're just now realizing it thanks to WandaVision, which is great.
Great setup.
So that was my number 3.
Oh, okay. My number 3, well, we've already went over this. I just love the interviews that we got within the episode, like Modern Family and like similar to The Office. And the one thing I would have to say, it's funny how Vision thought right away Wanda was preventing him from going home, but I don't think it was Wanda that was doing that, because she was saying it later on, where's Vision? I don't know where your father
If
is.
he doesn't want to be here, I can't force him to be here.
Exactly. So it seems like she was not knowledgeable of what was going on with him.
No, I agree with that completely. I don't think, like I said earlier, who was the one that was keeping him, throwing the obstacles in his way, and I don't think it was Wanda, but there's a question in, was it really Agatha?
No, I don't think so.
That's what I mean. I don't know. That's what's making me really love this show right now.
And why is the funnel of love so slow? Just go around it. Like, what, is a cop gonna pull you over? No, just go around. Run the red light.
That was the funniest part about that four-way stop sign, and she was just sitting there waiting. I'm like, were you waiting for the stop sign to turn green? Or just go around.
Or run
or just
it.
go around.
Yeah, run it.
Run the lights.
Around.
You're out in the middle of nowhere.
It's not a real world.
We're in a hurry to get to where we're going. Oh, gosh. Traffic laws.
I kind of love, too, and kind of going back to the earlier points about Vision and Darcy, I kind of liked the fact that Darcy kind of almost geeked out a little bit when she met Vision, like realizing, like, oh my God, I love the show. And like,
yeah,
you're actually in the show now, but you're still geeking out about watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is from my quotes about it. She goes, "Oh, hello, self. A part of me secretly wanted to be a guest spot on the show, but honestly, that's sucks."
Like Norm comes out of it basically just screaming, like, "Oh God, tell her to make it stop." But then, I mean, Agatha wasn't affected by it, and so as the only two people we've seen them actually come out, so Norm and Darcy, she was amazingly unaffected by, like, oh man, that was pretty crappy. Oh, hey, I've got answers for you.
And Monica.
And I think it has to do with the length of time they were under. Because Darcy was only under for maybe a matter of minutes at that point.
Or an hour, depending, because it was the next day.
But here's my theory on Norm. I think Norm has been under this influence a lot longer than Wanda has been there, because when he says, make her stop, I don't think he's talking about Wanda.
Yeah. No, I would agree with you.
He's talking about Agatha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
makes, like, how long has this been going on? How long has this setup been happening? If, like, was it pre-unsnapping?
Unsnapping, I don't know.
But it's been weeks after the unsnapping, apparently. Or Hulk snap, I should say, at that point.
Hulk snap?
The Hulk snap.
Hulk snap.
Or you could call it the sugar snap.
Oh, yeah, the sugar snaps.
Which this is in my notes, but I'll bring it up now because it's not one of my top 5. There are two very interesting things about that cereal box. The obvious one being the snap, which is in reference to Thanos. But later on, when you see the back of the box, it is an elephant trying to get through a maze. That is literally Vision's quest in this episode. Is the elephant, it's a circus elephant trying to get back to the middle. And that's literally what Vision is trying to do the entire episode.
Yeah.
So the cereal box is actually telling you what Vision's part in this episode is.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really cool.
And also, to add on to that, the milk
With
carton.
the missing kid on it.
With the missing, but you can't really see the face, but usually that, back in the day, that used, well, it still is. It's for, like, kids.
Right, because they're apparently asleep in their beds, but haven't been seen by their parents in however long.
Yeah, because I saw that. I saw the missing kid on the milk carton, literally the first time I watched it. And I'm like, oh, that's got to mean something. That's got to mean something. And everywhere I looked, it means nothing. It's the one thing about this episode I swear they probably put in there to be like, let's fuck with them a little bit.
Or it's the informant.
This
Who
really
knows?
means absolutely nothing to this episode.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Pietro.
I don't know.
But he's not really a kid. No. He just plays one on TV. All right, so on to number 2.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and steal it. The Agatha All Along theme song.
Let's
which
just say
is-
this is all of our number twos.
This
Yes.
is still stuck in my head. And
Yep.
I would watch that show. I would watch Agatha all along. One, because I really like Catherine Hahn, but two, because
Mhm.
it's catchy. All of the morphing. I mean, you don't even ever really get that she is like menacing ever. Like even at the end when
No.
she's like, "Oh, Wanda, good to finally meet you," and her hair's all wonky and like crazy witch like. She's holding Senior Scratchy. I mean, she's still not menacing, even when her like eyes light up purple, and then Wanda's eyes light up purple, and I go, "Oh my God, what's going on?" Like, she's not menacing to me anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think maybe I'm just afflicted with an attraction to Catherine Hahn, and I mean,
You
not
and
just
me
her,
both, my friend. You and
not,
me both.
not just physically, but like her attitude, the cynicism, and I mean, she I think she's great in everything. Well, in most of the things I've seen her in. Although the one thing that kind of messed me up is that her makeup is just fucking with my head. Like it's like either it's not quite caked, but like nobody else. I don't know if it's Catherine Hahn's complexion that they have to do that, or if it's like that particular the character of Agatha is designed to be like that, or what. But her like the rosy cheeks that she just looks weird when, especially, and I didn't really notice it until the last couple episodes where they did like the close-ups where I'm just like I can't see that it's caked on, but I'm like it just bugs me. I don't know.
Maybe it's the HD.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But then nobody else looks like that. Like nobody else looks like that. But yeah, so the song and the reveal was my number 2.
Yeah, that song was pretty cool.
I mean, and when you say like I would watch that, I think the good news is you're going to get to for the next 2 episodes.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yes.
Because I think that reveal, I think the purpose of that song was pretty much to reveal to us that Wanda's never been the one in control. Agatha's been the one in control this whole time, and this is really Agatha's show.
Yeah, that's what they were trying to point out. This is her show, not Wanda's. So I laugh if when we get to episode 8 where they show you Agatha Harkness, whatever, for the intro instead of WandaVision.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did something like that.
Yeah,
where
if
the
they did an
opening
Agatha
credits are
all along
Agatha.
opening, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, have the intro be like a montage of her instead of
They
Wanda
have
and
done
Vision.
so well because we didn't get an intro song, like a song that like the words have changed and whatnot until Agatha all along. Because the Wanda that there was music to it, but there was no words.
well, no, but the couple weeks ago we got the Growing Pain style one that had a full lyrics to it.
Right, but that's what I'm saying is that this episode we didn't have words that were changed. Like we had the family ties, the words were changed. I mean, not changed because it was a new song, but there were words to it, and maybe that was just a sign of the times, into the later 2000s and whatnot. Where I mean, I don't know, did the Frankie Muniz, the Malcolm in the Middle, did that variation have words to it? I don't know.
Oh, that's a good question. I don't remember.
I believe they had lyrics to it.
That's what I mean. But like
But
I
I
think
don't
today,
remember the
not today,
lyrics.
but when on this episode they didn't until Agatha all along.
Yeah. They kind of went right into the episode after like the montage of the images that you were talking about, like with the calendar with the little sparkly thing over Wanda.
Yep.
Like a hex, and then the date, and then obviously what you said. What
I know what you were doing Wanda,
on the. I know you were doing Wanda on the fridge.
It was almost like a ransom note.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so like I thought like that was the song was real cool. And if you guys want to get into more Agatha stuff, I'm totally down to listen because that's all.
I just like the fact when it comes, and this I'll just make this my number 2 as well, and I'll dive into it a little bit more. I love the fact that, like we said at the top, Mark, you and I, as well as a number of other people, were already theorizing that Agnes was Agatha. We've been saying that for
Yeah, we
almost
all
since
have
episode
been,
1,
yeah.
we've been saying, well, Agnes could be Agatha. But I love the fact that Marvel does things so well that even though we predicted it and we kind of knew it, when it was revealed, we were still, oh shit, it's Agatha. Like,
Yep.
we knew it was coming.
We
But
knew
it
it was
was-
coming. It was just a matter of
It was still so
reveal.
well done that we're like, yeah, like, this is awesome. This is what I wanted.
And I killed Scratchy too. Oh God,
Sparky.
so good. Sparky, sorry.
yeah.
Thanks.
Sparky.
Not Scratchy.
But yeah, it's just so I don't know. Here's my thoughts on Agatha, though. I don't think she is the villain of this story.
No,
I
she's
think
not.
she's doing some nefarious things, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't think she is the true antagonist of this story.
Me neither. I don't.
I think somebody else is in control of everything that's going
Mm-hmm.
on, or at least is having Agatha believe she's in control. Very similar to how Agatha had Wanda believe she's in control of everything. I think there really is somebody higher up behind the scenes.
Yep.
I'm not yet convinced it's Mephisto,
Yeah,
but
same here.
I'm leaning towards Mephisto, especially now with Billy and Tommy completely disappeared.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was one of my things was like, where the hell are the twins? And I know that everybody's asking that, but come on, where are the fucking kids?
Yeah, exactly. I also don't think that the scene with during the Agatha All Along credits, when we see Agatha was the one behind the camera talking to Wanda,
Mhm.
I don't think when you listen to it, it's Agatha's voice, like in a deeper tone. Like they changed it to make it sound like
Okay.
it. But there's something about the way that how she turned and looked at the camera with the shush motion, which makes me think she wasn't the one talking. Someone
No.
else was. And she's asking them to be quiet. So that moment right there, when I saw that, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, why would she be telling everybody to be quiet? Unless she's speaking to the audience, but I don't know. I don't know.
No.
I still think there is something more to this. I don't, because Agatha was never truly a villain in the MCU. So that would be
Yeah.
a big change for Marvel to make to her character.
She's more of like an
Yeah,
anti-hero.
that's exactly what she is.
Yeah. Like you said, like Punisher.
She does what is in her own best interest.
She's hero adjacent.
Hero adjacent.
Literally.
So I mean, I'm thinking whatever this is she's tapping into, she's helping Wanda. This is my theory, is she's helping Wanda to harness her true powers, because what we've seen of Wanda so far in the MCU isn't even close to her true ability. It's minuscule. Wanda, or Agnes is, or Agatha, whatever you want to call her, is helping her to hone in her abilities to make them stronger.
Yes.
But she's also using those abilities to open whatever this book is.
Yes. To her own
Yes.
advantage. It's like, all right, I'll help you, but also like it kind of harkens back to the comics where Agatha was actually Wanda's mentor. And this is kind of their odd way of getting Agatha training Wanda in some respect. But that's just my thoughts. You know, and also I think Agatha was there with the kids at one point too.
What, in the episode today?
No, in the comics.
That
yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, what did you guys think about the line that I guess Agatha or maybe somebody else said from behind camera? Do you think that maybe this is what you deserve? Like, is
Yes.
that like where do you think that comes from? Like, because that's probably got to be on Wanda's mind already. Like, is it just depression? Is it someone poking her? Like, what's the end game? You know what I mean?
I think it is a poke. I think that's exactly it. I think it's like, okay, like, I'm going to nudge you, because all throughout that episode, and here's the thing, and Mark, I don't know if you saw this, but our friend Craig posted something like this on his page. These episodes literally have been the 5 stages of grief.
Yes.
In order. And we are at stage 4, depression. The next step is acceptance.
Acceptance, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's what we're going to get in these next 2, or maybe not the next 2, but maybe in the finale, is this is going to be Wanda's acceptance of everything that is happening. Because she's already, I mean, this episode was very clearly depression.
Oh, definitely. How she was like wanting to stay in bed the whole time. And I'll skip over my number 2 because I was going to go with you guys with Agatha Harkness, but the only thing I have to add to the Agatha Harkness thing, the song, pure
Oh,
monsters.
absolutely.
So that's the one thing I loved about that. The only other thing would be we do get to see her behind Pietro when he's at the door and showing her magic on him. So it makes me question about Pietro.
Well, I want to go back to Greg's question too about
Sure.
what is that line? Like, what does it mean? Do you think maybe this is something you deserve? That's what also makes me believe that wasn't Agatha talking. Because if Agatha is the one that's trying to get her abilities more powerful, why would you make somebody doubt them?
Mm-hmm.
So because
which makes me think it might be the other person that was involved with this that is helping Agatha. Do this to Wanda.
But if Wanda's there, not Wanda, sorry. If Agatha is there and like helping direct, she hears the question.
But
like,
that's why the shh comes up.
Yes.
Interesting.
That's what makes me think whoever, like, she's shushing someone behind her.
Yes.
So, yeah, I think there's definitely another person in play here, or being, whatever it is.
Oh, and Kimmy Gibbler or Lori Loughlin, Agatha out on the lawn drinking while Pietro was being purple possessed was pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's interesting that you bring that up too, Mark, because, I've had this theory for a while that, there are people out there that say Pietro is Mephisto. I have the theory that Pietro is Strange. I'm throwing both of those theories out the window now.
Yeah, well, for the fact that she was controlling him, she wouldn't be able to control Strange that
she
easily,
wouldn't.
I think.
And if it was Mephisto, she certainly would not be controlling Mephisto.
Yeah, and then Snooper's going to snoop.
Yeah, and look at the hat he was wearing at the very end, too.
Well, Snooper's going to snoop. That mid-credit scene, and I hope I'm not jumping into anybody's number 1 here.
Good.
I think that's leading the audience to believe that he's going to be against her. I don't think that's the case. I think he's literally just discovering her doing something, and when we see him next, it's going to be like, well, what are you doing? And they're going to help each other.
But she had the purple in her eyes.
But who did?
Photon or Monica.
No,
Monica.
her eyes went blue.
No,
they absolutely went purple. Go back and look at it again. Her eyes went fucking purple, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
I'm going to do this as we're speaking. I'm going to look, and I will.
Okay.
If you are right, I will freely admit that you were correct.
And if you were looking at it and they are blue, then okay, my bad, because they were blue, and then I could have sworn at the very end they went purple, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
I'm pretty sure because her eyes went blue, and that allowed her to see purple along the walls.
Right, but after he spoke to her, you got another look at her eyes, and they went purple, similarly to Wanda's.
I mean, you could be right. I have the scene playing now, and I'm waiting for it to get caught up, so I don't want to not talk and sit here and wait.
So
while it comes up.
We could talk about other stuff while you. So I don't really have another number 1. It was only 34 minutes, except I've got stuff I could talk about. I really liked Wanda's hangover look, where it's the like you look, oh, I'm still wearing my costume from last night. Ugh. And it's the spandex with the Sokovian fortune teller. I thought that was pretty.
Yeah, that was the last of it. It's like, pulls the covers back and she's still in it.
She throws her hand over her face. It's like, ugh.
Like a bad night.
So I'm watching the scene, and this is kind of interesting because her eyes aren't blue turned purple. Her eyes are purple the whole time. From the moment she opens the door, her eyes are purple. So I'm wondering,
absorbing that type of power?
I'm thinking her eyes turn the color of whatever energy she is seeing. Because I'm looking at the scene now with her when she looks in, when she first breaks through the hex, her eyes are blue, and a lot of what she is seeing through her eyes is a bluish purple energy.
Right.
So I don't know if she's infected by the purple. I think her eyes might be purple purely because they turn the color.
Of what she's looking at.
It's a reflection of what she's looking at.
Gotcha.
So I guess we're not going to know until next week.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
fortunately, only 5 more days.
But there's a part of me that thinks it's not. I don't think they're going to fight it out. I think they're going to work together, because I'm actually honestly starting to think, and I didn't believe this at all until now. I think it's actually Pietro
Well, Pietro from an alternate
from
dimension.
an alternate multiverse universe.
But I think that too, but there's one thing that kind of sways me a bit, and this is something I had seen about 4
The
months
pop
ago.
vinyl, the Funko Pop.
No, a sneaked picture of Evan Peters in the basement at like a dinner table with.
That's odd.
There was another picture I got too that refers to a later episode as well. Darcy's in it as well as Agatha.
Don't say anymore. I don't want to know.
But I'm not going to go into those. But I'm just saying it made me think it's like, well, it is Pietro, but he could be being still utilized not by Agatha directly, but by whoever the mastermind is.
Maybe the purple energy that we saw coming off of Pietro when he was out the door is Agatha changing his face and not creating him, but it's her literally making him look like Pietro. So maybe it could be Mephisto. It could still be Mephisto, and Agatha was just changing his look.
I really don't. I mean, maybe, but like, I can't imagine that Mephisto would need help doing that.
Yeah, usually he's able to
do
that himself.
I'll be honest, I haven't bought into the whole Mephisto thing.
Neither
Like,
have I. I think he's a part of it, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't think that I think as weird as it sounds, like, I think that Mephisto in the comics is kind of sort of too goofy for the MCU. I think it's too, hey, we have, basically an all-powerful demon who is, in charge of everything, hell and everything else, and he's just gonna fuck with mortals every once in a while just to mess with them. Like, it just seems too low, not budget, but like low.
Hokey?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I mean, at the same time, again, this is just a possible thing,
Sure.
a possible theory. What if this whole thing really is Mephisto, and it's his power that is locked in this book, and that's why he's using Agatha for help.
Okay.
He needs Agatha to help him unlock the book so
Unlock
that
the
he
book,
gets
so
his power
he's-
back.
right.
But Agatha can't do it without Wanda's power. So that's how everything ties together, and Mephisto could still be involved.
Mind blown.
Well, and to tap onto what you're talking about, Greg, too, you talk about Loki, right?
I did not.
Oh, okay. You just maybe stirred that in my head. We're supposed to be getting a Loki show eventually.
Oh, yeah.
And with him, he's going through the times, all different times. So he's going through all these different time loops or whatever. And I wouldn't be surprised if maybe that's the actor. I don't think Paul Bettany was able to be in a scene with Tom Hiddleston.
But here's the thing, though. We know for certain Loki can change his shape. He doesn't need Agatha's help.
He doesn't need any help, yeah.
Because he's done it. I mean, he pretended to be Odin for how long?
Oh, that was funny.
So, I mean, Loki doesn't need Agatha's help at all.
No, he doesn't.
So I don't think Loki's involved. I've heard those rumors as well. I don't think Loki's.
I don't think so either. It just popped in my head, but there was they mentioned some sort of group or company that's overseeing what something was leading towards the Loki show. I forget the acronym of it, but
I don't know.
I'm gonna skip it.
I don't follow
Yeah.
that stuff. The whole, secret
Running down a rabbit hole like
topic
that.
or secret titles to shows and.
Conspiracy theorist for MCU.
Yes, for the MCU.
I
right?
wait and I ride it out. Like this whole theory I just came up with about Mephisto powerless and using Agatha to unlock the book will probably be disproven next week. Let's be real.
Yes. We're on our number 1, right?
Yeah, I didn't have one. So Ben,
Okay. This honestly was my favorite thing of the show. Agatha aside, Photon aside, this was something, and this is like Marvel's brilliance. They played with the aspect ratio of the series of this episode multiple times.
Really?
Yes. If
4 by 3.
It's in widescreen letterbox when it's outside of the hex. When Vision wakes up, when it closes in on Vision before he wakes up, it's widescreen letterbox. And then as he wakes up, it expands to full widescreen.
Yeah, that was the only time I noticed it.
It happens again. And then every time it switches, every time it's out of the hex, it's letterbox. Every time it's in the hex, it's full screen. When Wanda is walking downstairs to Agatha's basement, the moment she walks through the door into the chamber, it goes back to widescreen letterbox.
So that's maybe real?
It's real. That is outside of the hex. Her chamber is outside of the hex.
Interesting.
And it's little things like that make me love what Marvel does. Because you don't notice it until either one, somebody points it out to you, or two, you've watched multiple times. Because I noticed the letterbox widescreen to widescreen when Vision woke up the first time I watched it, but I didn't notice it go back when Wanda walked through the chamber until my second view. Because it's really dark, so it's actually kind of tough to see it happen. But it's a transitional one, kind of like when Vision woke up, how it slowly expanded out. When Wanda walks in, it slowly expands back. I love shit like that.
Yeah, that's some fancy film technique.
And that was one of those things that when I looked at when I looked at your notes before we started recording and I didn't see that listed, I'm like, oh, I'm going to get him with this one.
Yeah, you did. I didn't catch that.
But I had to make that my number one just because that was just, I love it when they do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, mine would be, well, when Wanda goes to Agnes's house, and then she comes to the realization that the kids are gone, they're missing. Typical Hansel and Gretel thing where you see the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches half-eaten, and then the potato chips. Then she realizes, where are the kids? Where are the kids? But also, while she's in that room, we do see on the curtain a cicada. It's kind of blurry. And on the, and with what cicadas represent are pretty much renewal, rebirth, and transformation. And it's pretty much where Wanda is as well as Vision, because Vision's kind of been born again, if you think about it. But Wanda is still going through a transformation herself.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I'm not downing it at all. I've just never heard of cicadas being rebirth. I always think of that more of butterfly or moth.
Yeah, that would make more sense. But that I looked it up to make sure. I'm like, what is the significance?
I'm not doubting
of
it. I've just never heard it personally.
So, yeah.
But it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, any of those bugs that have larval stages and then become something else. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So we should move on to some notes. Do you have any extras or no?
I think I've covered. Oh, look, there's my vision aspect ratio change. So Sword, what are they going to launch? Like, we're launching, like, now or real soon? What are they like? Are they launching something at the hex? Something? Are they going to blow Vision's body because they had something implanted into him? I feel like that's what they kind of addressed when they said that, like, and it was weird because, like, when Jimmy was like explaining to Monica what was going on, like, oh yeah, Darcy broke down the last firewall. And if I paused and like read the email, and he basically, like, he just said it like it was conversation, but it was literally just saying exactly what was on in the email. I was just like, that's kind of weird. Like, I would have expected a little bit more, like, more detail in there. And
he couldn't remember his lines. It was just the script in front of him on his phone.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was like, and then Monica, like, finished the sentence that was on the page or in the email. Oh, till Wanda, took Vision's body, didn't start working. So, like, does he have like is that how is there something in like implanted in Vision so that he's tracking him? Is that
he's tracking?
Yeah, they're
tracking his vibranium signature.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I talked about this last week too, Mark. Like, this is almost spot on what I said was happening last week. Like, Operation Cataract, which was the name of the operation, which was very quickly glanced at last week's episode. And I had said, Hayward was using Vision. He wanted Vision as a weapon. He doesn't care about Wanda.
Yes.
He wants Vision back. And then that was just pretty much confirmed this episode in that scene.
And I think Hayward let her in to go to Visions because they weren't able to like revive him or make him get him back online. And then they needed Wanda to do that because they weren't able to make him work, as it were.
Oh, I don't think that's the case at all. I think Wanda basically stole the body and ran off with it. And then whatever all this is kept sorted out. I don't think Hayward had any influence in letting Wanda in. I don't think Hayward has any influence over Wanda at all.
I don't think influence.
Or control.
Yeah, we don't, and we still don't like him because, he's an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sword douches are still douches when they're clowns or strong men. How does Darcy know everything that happened? Did they make an Avengers movie after the snap? And Wanda had to watch Vision die. Again, who has Darcy been talking to? Is it part of world history now that this is what happened, and so she had to take it as part of her doctorate? I don't know.
She went to go visit Fat Thor, and they had a few beers.
She knew a lot of stuff, and then maybe Captain America and Black Widow, they made it very public of what happened. But that seems like the whole Wanda Time Stone, all that jazz, that seems very, very private, not necessarily something you want to be like, well, this is what happened, guys.
Look, if they're already making a GameStop movie after everything that happened with GameStop and stocks prices, I have no doubt that there are probably, after 5 years, multiple documentaries about what the Avengers went through.
Yeah, in Wakanda, which was, not really this poor city or poor country that, anyway. Yeah, it's Monica basically ran a half marathon in 15 minutes. She they expanded the boundaries by 10 miles, and then she ran to the center of town like that.
Got to Wanda's house like that.
I was like, good God. I mean, she was running full bore, but maybe then photon powers are showing up a little bit faster than...
Oh, we didn't see him.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I mean, you went from the hex to the center, what I'm assuming is the center, pretty damn fast. And then my last one was just the Snooper's Gonna Snoop. First time I was watching it, it was way early on Friday before going to work. And basically Snooper's Gonna Snoop, and then this tree fell off of my mantle and crashed to the floor. And I was like, that's real spooky.
That's creepy.
All right, I'm getting out of here. I gotta go to work. That's all I got.
Yeah, I actually have the 8 miles, the 8 mile expansion, because at the beginning it says 8 miles outside of Westview. So, I mean, which basically means if you look at it from a radius point of view, this hex is at least 16 miles wide now.
Right.
Which is a big chunk of land to take up. So I do have that, and you're absolutely right. For her to have to go through the hex to get to the center of the hex, which is where they're located, she had to run at least 8 miles, that's impressive.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
No, and then get there, and then superhero land, and basically tell Wanda, bitch, do what you got to do. And then that whole interaction I really liked, and you guys talked about it a little bit earlier, but just the whole, the worst thing that could possibly be done if he's already been done. Take me out, do it, and then Wanda's like, oh wait, no, I'm not the bad guy, but then fucking Agatha. I mean, even though I like her, but.
Well, one of the other things I noticed too in that scene, there are so many hints in this episode that Agnes is Agatha Harkness. Mm-hmm. There's already been hints to it before in, like I mentioned last week, the color of her purple pants in the opening sequence. She's dressed like a witch for Halloween. There are so many clues, but there are many, many more clues in this episode that there's something deeper to Agnes. I mentioned the mole on her back, the I bit a kid once.
Yes.
She calls the rabbit Senior Scratchy at one point, which anybody who knows Agatha in the comic books knows she has a rabbit named Senior Scratchy.
Yes.
So that clue right there is a dead giveaway. But also at the same time, I don't know if this is just me, but in that scene with Wanda and Monica, there are people in the background. and it seems like they all come to a halt
Yep.
during that scene.
Yeah, Emma Caulfield in the background, she does the
Yeah.
same thing during that.
So, but Agatha is the one that doesn't. Agatha is the one that's able to approach Wanda, which means,
Yes.
okay, Agatha can move freely.
Was that Dottie?
Yes.
That was Dottie.
Yeah, that was
We
Dottie.
haven't seen Dottie since like episode 3.
Yeah, they got 3 shots of her during that scene, I noticed.
Yeah, I was like, oh, there's Dottie. People have been talking about Dottie being like the other bad guy.
But you're right,
Because
to
he's
use
never-
an actress like Emma Caulfield and only have seen her maybe 3 times throughout this entire series, we're going to
Yeah.
get more of her before the series is over.
I hope so.
There's
Yeah.
something more to
I
Dottie.
hope so too. Yeah. Maybe she's part of a coven we don't
Well,
know
I
about.
mean, there are other witches. I wouldn't be surprised if Dottie is Abigail. Abigail Harkness.
Yeah.
You know,
Is that
so,
Abigail's sister?
no, they're from the same coven, but
Oh, okay.
they're not related. They just happen to have the same last name.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so I mean, I had that as well. The only other notes I have actually have to do with the kids. We see Billy and Tommy in their superhero colors again, which I kind of I love doing. I love seeing. And then we have that moment with them at Agnes's house where Billy says, "I like it here. It's quiet." Another clue that Agnes is not
Yeah.
part
You're
of
quiet,
everything.
Agnes,
Yeah,
on the inside.
Yeah.
on the inside. Yeah.
All right, creepy kid.
So, you know, and I think that is whatever happened to the kids. Hopefully, they're not gone. Because I really want to see them as part of the Young Avengers. I think it's that moment that Agnes is like, okay, things are gonna we got to speed this up. And
Yeah.
you know, because she's starting to realize that the kids are starting to develop out, you know, their own thing, their own abilities,
are.
and
Their own abilities,
and it's
well-
kind of outside of Agnes's control.
And Billy, if you notice in the beginning, he goes, he can't get rid of the voices in his head.
Yep.
He tells that to Wanda, and that's showing that their powers are. And Billy was the last one because Tommy got his speed right away last episode, and then with this, you know, we're getting more. The only time we saw it out of Billy is when he stopped Tommy mid-run.
Yeah.
You know, and
then they could
and
hear
also to
vision,
talk about
yeah.
them. Yeah. To talk about the kids, though, the time in the very beginning when everything's going all wacky, the TV changing different, something's getting messed up, and I don't think it's Wanda that was doing that, or maybe Agatha. I think so. Like, this is where I'm thinking of time. Somebody's screwing around with the time because even the milk. You go to a bottle of milk and everything, and the game controllers, they go from like what a game. GameCube to an Atari stick to Uno cards.
Yeah.
See, I
Yeah.
don't think it's time at all. I think it's basically, I
Magic.
think Wanda overextended herself, and she can't. And now she's having a hard time keeping control of everything.
Yeah.
And you can't control it, so it's
it's
things
fluctuating.
gotta,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I don't think there's any time manipulation involved in there, with the exception of just the time that appeared inside the hex.
Well,
Uh,
the
I was
got
just
one
going to
more?
say, the only other thing I wanted to make mention of is that other thing I heard in that interview with Paul Bettany. Actually has nothing to do with WandaVision, but it does have to do with Vision. And I just thought
Okay.
it was really interesting. There was a rumor online, and he confirmed it, and he told the story. There was a rumor online that a producer had told him, "You'll never work again." And that
Yes.
day, Joss Whedon called him and said, "Do you want to be
Yeah.
Vision?"
yes. Jarvis.
No, Vision.
Oh, I thought it was him going for the Jarvis role.
Well, maybe that's what. No, because Jarvis was before.
Yeah, but he did the voice.
Yeah,
for
but it was
Jarvis
before
throughout the whole
Joss
time.
did Avengers.
Oh, really?
Jarvis was back in Iron Man 1 before Joss had any
Okay.
involvement in the MCU. So it's Vision.
Okay.
Because Joss
right.
was involved with Age of Ultron too, which is when Vision.
Yeah, he was sitting on the curb.
And he confirmed the
downtown
story.
LA.
He said like he he went into this role that he absolutely loved and he really, really wanted. The director really, really wanted him, but the producer called him back into the office and said, "This isn't going to work. You should just probably not act anymore," because he was getting to a certain age and he wasn't relevant anymore. And he said he sat down on the curb outside of the building and the phone rang and it was Joss. And Joss said, "Hey, do you want to be Vision?" And he said, without hesitation, yes, hung up the phone, turned around, and flipped off the building.
Yeah, I heard
away.
that too.
So I had heard that rumor before too, but to hear him actually tell it, I thought was really cool.
Yeah, it's good to get it from the horse's mouth and hear what he had to say about it.
Speaking
That's cool.
of Vision, all right. So to me, and this is like seriously my really, really, really last note. So Vision's having like a crisis of conscience, right? So what do you guys think is going through Vision's head? Like in my mind, it's like, hey, she brought me back. She's suffered, like, but I don't even know what's going on. Is he just is he going to encourage her to let him die? Is it like to try to help her through with that acceptance that you were talking about earlier? Like, what do you guys think?
Me personally, I think Vision has always been a compassionate person. It's been one of his strongest attributes, both in the comics and in the MCU so far. When he hears Darcy, like he's already on a mission to get back to Wanda to figure out what's going on. But when he hears Darcy tell him, "The one true thing I know of this is your love for one another,"
Right.
I think he's going to help Wanda. I don't think he has a regard to what happens to him. If he doesn't survive this, I think he's fine with that. I think his mission now, his point right now, is basically to help Wanda through whatever she's going through.
Right. Okay.
That's my point of view.
Gotcha.
Makes sense. Well, the only note that I have left would be when Vision actually arrived at the Three Rings Circus. They both get yelled at, Darcy and Vision, from the I guess you would call him the strongman. He's there with the big onesie, and he's got a big S on it, and it's blue and gold, I believe. And it just reminded me of the comic character that's called Sentry, and he was in the Dark Avengers and like the New Avengers and stuff like that.
That'd be a cool little Easter
So
egg.
I know that there are rumors that they're actually trying to create that character, but there was also like we've already seen those Easter eggs of like the Grim Reaper, and all like that before. So maybe they just throw them in just so that we have some eye candy for get us all excited for whoever comic fans.
Yeah, like I said, a fun little Easter egg they threw at us to just get us excited.
Yeah.
Unlike a boy on a milk carton that leads to nothing.
Well, if you find a kid, do you get a prize?
It's your way out of the hex.
Yeah. So we'll move on to quotes. Do you guys have any quotes or no? Or you just kind of mishmashed them in when we were talking?
I talked most of them came from Darcy, and then the Modern Family Wanda-isms. Well,
yeah, the only one I have would be from Monica herself when her confrontation with Wanda on the lawn. And she goes, "The only lies I've told are the ones you put in my mouth."
That's pretty defiant scene. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a couple, but I kind of mishmashed them all in, as you said. The only two of point, the world doesn't revolve around you, or does it? And the Agnes line, "I actually did bite a kid once."
And then nothing after, just to look at the camera.
Yep.
It was so good.
And I just remember hearing her say that and thinking, oh, she's totally a witch. She's totally a witch.
Whatever happened to Hansel and Gretel? All right. Well, as we move towards the end of this podcast, we'd like to throw in some sort of podcast recommendations. So, Greg, do you have any?
I'm I've been listening. My understanding is that the Snowpiercer went on Panels Pixels with Steve and Daphne is pretty, like, Snowpiercer's pretty solid. I've been listening to Office Ladies, and I mean that stuff's hysterical, and just a lot of fun to listen to. Although hearing that stuff bleeped out is kind of weird. And then Daphne and Paik with Run for Your Lives. That's been a lot of fun to listen to, even though I haven't seen most of those movies, which is kind of weird. But
yeah, it's fun to listen to.
I mean, the chemistry between them so good anyway. And I think Ben, were you on one recently?
Oh, and Run for Your Lives?
Yeah.
It's been a couple weeks, but I've been on.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we talked San Andreas.
Okay. Yeah. I think I'm going to be on it in a couple months, and I've got one of my favorite kind of silly creature films. Looking forward to it.
Right. Do you have any, Ben? Do you have any recommendations?
I'm trying to kind of keep them, because I have to do 2 more weeks of recommendations, so I'm trying to not give many.
You don't have to.
No, I do have one for this week.
Okay.
So and Greg, I think if I remember correctly, you're actually a fan of this one too. I could be wrong.
How did this get made?
How did this get made?
Oh
yes.
my God, it's awesome! It's so good.
It's Paul Scheer, June Diane Raphael, and Jason Mantzoukas, and they're actually re-uploading older live episodes now because they're not recording new ones because of the pandemic. So I'm getting to hear episodes from 7-8 years ago that I haven't heard before. I listened to Maximum Overdrive live. Battlefield Earth live, but their reactions to movies are just, I laugh so much listening to this podcast.
It's so funny.
And and still to this day, my favorite episode is when they did Con Air live. Oh my
really?
God, it's so funny.
I feel like I listened to the first 150 of them over the past 6 years, and I mean the ones at the end of the Street Fighter episode, if you get a chance, somebody put together a supercut of all of the bonkers and literallys and everything up to that point, and it is fantastic. I think it's episode 75.
Nice.
Yeah, and then if you have the opportunity to watch and then listen to the Room podcast, or the Room episode of How Did This Get Made.
Oh, no.
So so these are bad movies that they are just tearing apart because they are either crazy or horrible or whatever the case is. Because Con Air was fun but so bad and unbelievable.
But Jason Mantzoukas loved it.
Right. I mean, same thing with Face Off. They did Face Off, and they're like, I don't even know why we're here. I don't even know why we're doing this movie.
That's the one I'm thinking of. It's Face Off, not Con Air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually just watching Face Off earlier today.
He's like, I don't even know why we're here. This is an awesome movie.
Yeah.
Because they do bad movies, but the one that is the podcast that because I don't have to come up with a couple more. The podcast that Paul Scheer and I can't remember the lady's name.
June Diane Raphael.
Nope. No, it's so basically they do the AFI Top 100. So the best movies, and it's called Unspooled, and they've done a couple of really great episodes that I've listened to, and so yeah, I'd recommend that too. If you like good movies, check out Unspooled. If you like hearing people talk shit about bad movies, listen to How Did This Get Made.
Oh, it's Amy. I can't. It's not
Amy something. Yes.
Yeah, it's not showing me the whole name. I'm gonna have to add that one to my list now too.
Yeah, Unspooled's good.
Yeah, the only one I would be Disgraceland, and that's all about all these weird events, like people's deaths, celebrity deaths, real true events that happen.
Did
that
you say
this guy covers every
Disgraceland?
week. Disgraceland, Hollywood Disgraceland.
Okay. Awesome.
So he talks about musicians, the 27 club where everybody passed away at age 27. He goes through the individual ones, things of that nature. I find it interesting because he gets a little bit more information that you normally get when you watch a documentary or something.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So with that, we're going to move into, well, if you guys want to submit feedback, you could always go to our website. So you could go to panelstopixels.com. And if you want to submit your theories and feedback, just go to our Facebook group, facebook.com/panelstopixels. Or you could just email us at panelstopixels1@gmail.com. And the 2 is spelled TO and the number 1 at gmail.com. And we could also be heard on Spotify, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts. So if there's like a review, please, give us one if you can. It'd be nice. So next week we're going to be continuing our coverage of WandaVision with Season 1, Episode
8.
8? And we'll see if somebody else will jump on, because I heard a couple other people wanted to jump on and talk.
I don't want to do it with just me anymore. That's fine. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. This was fun with Greg. So.
Yeah, give other people a chance to voice their thoughts as well. So that way we have fun. So, well, where else can listeners hear us? Well, Ben, where can they hear you?
Easiest place, thenextlevelnetwork.com is where I can be found on the Spotlight with Ben Beck. We Have to Go Back, Lost Revisited. I just recently wrapped up my stint on Strange Indeed with our friend Rima Joe for Podcastica. And my new Wilhelm podcast is, I keep saying going to be, but it is going to be launching really soon. I'm still, the logistical nightmare of scheduling like 50 plus episodes ahead of time is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it's a good problem to have. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
I actually just created the feed for it today. So it is officially going to be up for people to subscribe by the time you're hearing this, which will be fun.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, my new podcast, Wilhelm, launches relatively soon, and I'm really looking forward to that. But that's also part of Next Level, so the nextlevelnetwork.com.
Exactly. And Greg, well, you just mentioned you could be heard eventually on Run for Your Lives. You've done another one as well, didn't you? Recently, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I was with Lucy on Walking Dead Cast a while back, and then I don't. That's a good question. I don't know. I don't think so. Not recent. Not super recently, but
we'll keep listeners your ears appraised to what's going. There you go. So, well, I can be found right here on Panels Pixels, of course, on the Next Level Podcast Network. So you can hear me every week, just the same as Ben for the remainder of WandaVision. And you could also hear me on my other podcast, Adrenaline Cinema, that's on the podcast, the Pirate Core Entertainment Network. I also like to send out some feedback to friends that do podcasts as well, and I just like to have fun with that. Steve, you could hear him. He's on Panels to Pixels, so he'll be on the next episode. Actually, no. Yeah, he'll be on the next episode. And he'll have Daphne on with him as well, and they're going to be covering Snowpiercer. So just keep your ears and your eyes locked on what we're doing and what's coming out next. We've been trying to keep these episodes up regularly as they keep coming out. So we'd like to have fun with that. So I just want to thank Ben and Greg for being on. Well, I just want to thank everybody for listening. I'm Mark.
I'm Ben.
And I'm still Greg. Flashback humor.
There you go. And this was Panels to Pixels, and we'll see you on the next panel. Take care, everybody.
Good night.